What's up, guys? Justin Brock here. Today we're talking about something that's going to help you write more business and help more people. Helping more people in this business leads to more revenue, more money for you, and more people in the wake of you with better coverage, helping the world. We're all making more money doing it. So we're going to talk about provider marketing, specifically the top 4 tips we have on how to build relationships with providers that become the gift that keeps on giving. And there's 2 things that I want to talk about on what's good with provider marketing. One, eventually providers will refer you. It's not necessarily the doctor, but somebody at that facility will start referring you to you if you have made their life easier in some way. Also, we want to talk about retention, and retention is great with provider marketing, building relationships with providers to where they don't say things that cause you trouble down the line. And this is big. I think this is really big for agents to build these relationships with providers. The providers and the staff of the providers are not the enemy, although it can seem that way sometimes when you hear that they've tried to tell your people to get off of a plan or all that jazz, but they're not the enemy. We just need a better relationship so they can understand the part of the picture that they're not seeing, okay? But before I get into this, don't be a know-it-all. Don't turn them off to even talking to you before you get started, because that's pretty easy to do if you come in trying to agent-splain them. It's like mansplaining, but if you agent-splain billing staff at an office, they'll just think you're an asshole and keep on doing what they were doing before. So don't do that. Provider marketing, number 1, every complaint is an opportunity. I try to tell my guys, my guys and gals, when we get somebody complaining that a provider told them something, we look at that as an opportunity to reach out to that facility and build a relationship. Hey, what do we call? We call them and we say, listen, so-and-so had called, they had talked to Janice there. Janice told them that they had given up their parts A and B. We just wanted to call and see how we can make sure that your patients that we're sending there have the best plan for you guys and that it makes sense for you guys. So we want to build that relationship and talk to you. We don't want to call up and say, hey, Janice is an asshole, and don't do that. And we don't want to call up and say, here's why Janice is wrong. Don't do that, okay? Some of these people want to be listened to. They're dealing with a whole bunch of shit, and they don't make money for production the way you do. They're paid hourly, and when they're paid hourly and they're dealing with a bunch of bullshit, they don't want to do the things that are making their life harder, okay? So every complaint is an opportunity. Look at it as an opportunity to build the relationship with the person that has, quote unquote, calls the complaint for you. Number 2, there are organizations out there that prefer Medicare Advantage plans, and they have a system where a lot of them will only accept Medicare Advantage plans, sometimes even only HMOs. These are mostly in urban environments like Memphis Metro, Houston Metro, DFW, all the different bigger cities, Nashville, all that kind of stuff, right? The ones that come to mind first are Oak Street Health, Centerwell, and Chin Med. These are primary care providers that do a really good job, on retaining your Medicare Advantage book, but they also heavily partner with Medicare Advantage plans or with Medicare Advantage agents to help help their people that are coming in that don't have an Advantage plan or don't have the right plan get service. So they'll partner with them. They can build a strong referral relationship. So if you have any of these in your area or some others that may not be the ones I've listed, Chin Med, Oak Street Health, and Centerwell, then you might want to try to build a relationship. Say, who does your agent coordination here? Who's helping out in that way? Because we'd love to get in here and build a relationship and just help any way we can. Always be helpful. Don't come in and tell them why you're the best or blah, 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 blah. All they're looking for is somebody very service-oriented. It's going to help them get people and take care of them in the long run. Number 3, lunch and learns. Pretty simple. You can set up with clinics in your area, primary care clinics, specialty clinics, all that, and do lunch and learns. Buy them lunch, go in and talk to them. So you need to call up there and say, who would I talk to about buying you guys lunch one day, and seeing if we can sit down and just talk about different plans, and then also for us to get feedback about what you guys are looking for in your customers or what problems you're seeing. So we want to learn from you. We're hoping maybe there's some kind of insight we can provide, but we want to make sure that we learn how to make your job easier. For them, there's not money opportunity for the billing staff. So what they're looking for is their job to be easier and their patients to be better taken care of. That's all they care about, okay? So make sure it's about, we want to learn from you, not just we want to teach you, because they don't necessarily want to be taught anything, okay? Number 4, keep it about what we can do for the provider. Again, I say don't be a know-it-all. Keep it about what we can do for the provider. What can we do for this provider group? What can we do to make the staff, make it easier on the staff? That's what I always want to keep it about. We can do client education. We can help, we can gain knowledge of the plan preference of that organization. So we know when somebody comes in, what plans they're preferring. It doesn't necessarily mean what company they're in network for. Sometimes there's a specific plan that they have a gripe with the way it's working. We have already found this out, and this is both in the Affordable Care Act world and the Medicare Advantage world. This is very often the case where they like a certain carrier, but they have a plan that they're struggling with. Knowing that doesn't mean we aren't going to write that plan necessarily, but we can at least address it. We can begin to help solve the problem, or we can say, hey, when somebody comes in and they're using you guys, we're going to see if there's a plan that's better for them than that one for those people. And then last here I have back-end service and coordination. What I'm talking about there is when they do have problems, if you build that relationship, they'll know that they can come to you for a quick answer, some help, maybe a connection somewhere, all that kind of stuff. Makes you more valuable to them. Provider marketing is all about you figuring out a way over time, and it takes time, to convince them that you're going to help their patients and help them, and that you're going to always do the right thing. Building a relationship with these people takes time and a history of doing the right thing, okay? That's all we're gonna do today. Provider marketing, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It means the world to us. Subscribe, like, comment, tell us where you're writing from, tell us whether you like the content, make content recommendations, and make sure you're in the Medicare Monsters Facebook group. It's the largest free agent community for health insurance agents in the world. Go over to Facebook and search for Medicare Monsters and join today. Talk to you soon.